So, this is the next video in my series on Christian unity, and this part will deal with the phrase Mother of God that is typically used by Catholics and some other groups as well. I wanted to talk about this issue. For my videos until now, I've mainly just been arguing that this is not a heretical teaching and not been arguing for it, but in this video, I found it a little difficult to separate the phrase from, its usage, in arguing a little bit for it. So you will see maybe a little bit of arguing for it. By the way, I'd like to say again, though, I'm not a Catholic, but, to be, in all honesty, I am an Orthodox Christian, which I do mention in my About section of my YouTube channel, so it's not like I've been keeping that a secret, but as an Orthodox Christian, I would use this term as well. But you will see a little overlapping a little bit in this video. I've tried to keep that separate, though. But this is just for the phrase, Mother of God, to see what that phrase actually means and what it entails. And so first, I'd like to show that phrase, or a phrase very similar to it, is used by the New Testament. And let me just show what I mean. This is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, verse 43, and let's look at a number of different translations. The full verse reads, "And whence is this to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me?" Now that's according to the King James version. But let's look at some other phrases. I underline the phrase, Mother of my Lord. That's important. But let's look at some different translations and look. And notice particularly the word Lord. In the translation, the King James translation, the word Lord, which I bolded here, is underlined. The letter L is capitalized, which indicates that it's referring to God. And we're going to get into why that is a little bit, but then the New King James Version says, Mother of my Lord. New International Version, Mother of my Lord. New American Standard Bible, Mother of my Lord. Holmes Christian Standard Bible, Mother of my Lord. New Revised Standard Version, Mother of my Lord. But now let's look at a different passage where the same word is used. And here is Luke chapter 3, verses 3-4. So same book, a little later on. And look at this. It says, "Prepare the way of the Lord, make his path straight." And this is, of course, referring to the job of John the Baptist, making the path straight for the Lord. Now, this is actually a very good passage in arguing for the deity of Christ, because this passage, or this specific prophecy from Isaiah 43, is referenced in all four Gospels as referring to John the Baptist. But if John the Baptist is the one who prepares the way for the Lord, and John the Baptist is preparing the way for Jesus, then what would that make Jesus? So that's a pretty good argument for the deity of Christ. Not only that, but the Gospels introduce that. So I would say that all four Gospels in this way make the deity of Christ clear from the beginning. But nevertheless, the important thing about that is Lord. Now, in the original Hebrew that the Isaiah would have been written in, that was the divine name of God used there. But the Greek translated it in the New Testament, and they translated it to this word right here. And in manuscripts of the New Testament, they used to do this thing where they would take these words and they would abbreviate it and put a line over it. And they usually did this with names referring to God. And it would be put as as what you see here. And here you can actually see the Kodak Syndicus actually using this. So you can see the word there used. It's kind of hard to see, but this is the best I could get. But here's you can actually go to this website. Though I'll put this in the description. But this word is used, and it's underlined, meaning that it's viewed by the manuscripts as actually referring to God. And that's the word used in the passage from the Gospel of Luke, which is to say that it seems that all these translators view the term Lord as referring to God. And they view the term, and even the people who are writing down the manuscripts, ancient manuscript traditions, seem to use a suffix, which is used especially by Christians, that usually referred, as far as I can tell, referred to God. But the second thing we need to know is, what does the word mother mean? Alright, so here's a page I took out of a book I had. I was actually going to OCR this or manually put it in, but I think, because of the Greek letters there, and I thought it'd be better if I just took a picture. Sometimes I take a picture, sometimes I just manually put it in or OCR it. But here, this is from Strong's, the New Strong's Concordia, or Concordance of the New Testament. This is, Greek, from the Greek lexicon 3384. And so we can see what this word means. So it says primary word, it means mother. And it can be used as like a natural relationship. It can be used, it says here, secondly, it can be used as a figurative relationship. Let's look at this. One who takes the place of a mother, of the heavenly and spiritual Jerusalem, so free but not bound by laws, which is of our mother, i.e. Christians, the metropolitus, mother city, allegorically, just as in the capital, the seat of government, the center of its activities, and the place where the national characteristics are most fully expressed. And so, in many cases, we can see that this term, mother of the Lord, the term mother here refers to something that held something or something that has something in it, and that can be referred to as the mother. Something that holds it. That it says here, the mother city, which is our a mother, it says it used as the capital of the country, the seat of government, the center of its activities. So it's a place where the activities, where something is held. It's what's inside of it, and it's also can be viewed as where something came out of. So it can be used as something that holds something else. And this is true of Mary. Mary held Jesus and had Jesus inside her. And this phrase, by the way, mother of my Lord, was made while Mary still had Jesus, was still pregnant with Jesus. So this phrase would have been used to refer to Mary as holding Christ, sort of being a receptacle of sorts, and that's what the phrase mother of God means. So the phrase mother of God doesn't refer to any kind of deity of Mary, but instead refers to something that holds something else. And that's what we can see when we look at what this term means. When we look at what this term means from a perspective of the New Testament. So mother of the Lord is summarized. A similar phrase is used in the New Testament, but the phrase itself only means, it does not mean a literal that Mary literally had birthed the deity of Christ, but just that she held Christ, who was, even when she was pregnant with him, fully divine, which would mean that Mary was the holder, or the receptacle, or had inside of it what was encapsulating of God, which is Jesus. So if Jesus is God and Mary held God, just like a city holds the main principle of what you would consider of what is representative of something. So if the city has inside of it the laws or government, which is representative of something larger, then that city is considered the mother. The city itself is not the laws or government or stuff, but the stuff inside the city is the encapsulation of that stuff. So if Mary is the mother of God, Mary held what was inside of her, what was God. So it doesn't refer to Mary birthing the deity of Christ. Rather, it refers to Mary holding Christ, who was God, as she was pregnant with him. And this is clear. So clearly, it is referenced that Mary was had Jesus. Jesus was recognized as God from this passage, as I showed, when Mary was still pregnant with her. So he was recognized. Jesus was already recognized as God at that point, and that seems to be the clear indication here. And so, thank you for watching, and God bless.